This Wednesday, June 4th, we are gathered at Place du Luxembourg in front of the European Parliament for a demonstration calling for a moratorium on the Renewable Energy Directive. There are representatives of several associations from different European countries.
We believed for a long time that it was a good solution. And then during the Kyoto Agreement, it was realized that we had great technologies, but that nobody was installing them because it is not economically all simply. And so the European Commission said, since it is not economical, we will provide subsidies and we will mandate their installation. And so we had a 2009 directive that mandates renewable energy production, mandates the dissemination of renewable electricity in priority, even if it is expensive. And above all, we continue to finance it. And then we are told that it is cheap, it does not hold, not viable. Renewable energies, particularly wind, are not economical. It's that simple. It's a pure financial product because there's public money involved. It's always the same thing. And all this disrupts the network. And we have a completely unstable network. Much more expensive, which leads to the electricity price we have in Europe, a crazy price. There is a lot of money. All of this works with public money. You remove the obligation and public money, everything collapses.
In fact, I am here because I am not opposed to renewables, and this is not a protest against renewables here. It is a protest for a moratorium to educate about which renewables, how, where, and why. We need to think and consider all the issues entirely.
We have one technical problem because the delegation of Spain has a return flight at 2 o'clock. So I propose that we change the program. And where are you from Spain? Yes, I propose I give you the word, you explain your situation in Spain.
I am here for a good reason. The first reason is that I believe wind turbines are not a good thing for nothing at all. Firstly, for the citizens who pay a lot. Secondly, for the economy. Thirdly, for nature. Fourthly, for the protection of animals, the protection of people living nearby. And then for the landscapes. So I do not agree. It's expensive. And then it has its whole bioecology. It's a political decision that is very well organized by significant industrial capital, especially from Germany, which have invested a lot of money by saying at first it attracted people, and then now they're falling because we realize the cost to the citizen, and the result, a cost analyzes the price of a cost, and an analysis shows that it is completely negative and far off. While we need money for hospitals, for education, even now for the military, we have no more funds. And then it also benefits the big industries that are very powerful, who have their doors open here in the European Parliament and who manage to make their voices heard because they have many resources. We are the small ones. But if we unravel, if we go to the bone, we realize that, as I was saying earlier, the cost and benefit for the citizens, for the economy, it has no reason to be, especially now that there is talk again of the possibility of restarting the nuclear industry, which pollutes much less. So it is important that we have a voice in front of the European Parliament, which makes decisions often without consulting us. And when they have made the decision, they do not analyze 10 years later, 20 years later, how it works. Are we using less CO2? Shouldn't we have allocated the resources European in other systems than that of the wind turbine? Excuse me for saying this, but I'm thinking a little. When we have to pay these taxes, these levies, we need to know how much we are paying, what is necessary to pay to continue living in society, but what is wasted, and the money we give to wind turbines, to producing funds, and to the state is wasted money.
And it is also a question of stopping the subsidies in 2028, because today what I believe is that the situation has enormously changed in Europe. Russia, Ukraine, we know what's happening. We no longer have German gas. We have 10 years of experience behind us since the Paris agreements, but some countries had started to advance in renewables, and so we have quite a lot of feedback from different countries. Europeans, and so I find it interesting today to take a break, and that is what we are asking for here with representatives from different countries. We have Danes, Swedes, Germans, Dutch, French, Belgians, Spaniards, Italians, and even Finns. And so the idea of this protest is really about requesting a moratorium to start again on a good foundation. We are not against the energy transition, but we want it to be on a good foundation. We want a clear review, a moratorium, and to move on healthy foundations, considering the collateral effect of the designed energy policy.
You should know that wind turbines are built with subsidies. It's not like people say, well, I'm going to build a wind turbine and sell its production. It's really a way to launder money since they ask for subsidies from Europe or the Belgian state. And then they take state money to do it. Do not say that it's not a money story.
It is that it's not a money story, that it's not a money laundering story, and so public money is siphoned off, making people believe that, well, we're going to run out of electricity. Wind turbines are just a step in appearance.
To reduce the cost of electricity for citizens and businesses, a point of major European interest. Thank you.
The increase in the cost of electricity, the billions of euros spent in all European countries for energy that is useless since, in fact, we are still increasing the electricity production capacity from fossil fuels. All this destabilizes the grid. I would say the way the lands have been preemptively taken by the developers without people knowing what the consequences are. All this has actually led to a major energy, social, environmental, and economic heresy.
Les ménages belges payent près de 500 € de plus par an que les ménages français ou néerlandais, par exemple. Nous finançons des certificats verts, des interconnexions et toutes sortes de systèmes.
That's it. We actually joined them because we found their ideas very interesting. The idea of a moratorium, the idea of wasting public money, and the idea of actually trying to find an alternative to what we are currently imposing on municipalities in Belgium.
This strategy will fail because data shows that there is no wind in central Italy.
The problem with renewable energy is that the green transition was completely consumed by speculation. But now we have big companies that are only interested in profit, and that means they're taking over land that's suitable for renewable energy. And this land is fertile agricultural land, so that's not good. It's a scam because the government has received so many contributions from the
European community that these people have the power to buy up the land around us, which normally costs between 15,000 and 20,000 euros per hectare.
They're offering poor farmers between 40 and 50,000 euros per hectare. And the only way to stop them is legally, and that's what we're doing. They're holding the government by the throat. In any case, this whole green transition is an industrial transition. It's for financial gain, like all transitions, and we are not at all against renewable energy, like everyone who has spoken here, but we are against the use of renewable energy or energy production on fertile agricultural land. We cannot save the planet by destroying it. That's it. And that is terrible speculation